Start again.
Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Andy and I'm going to make strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake old school. This is the way that I used to have it when my mom would make it for my dad, and it was his favorite dish, and he's about to have his 70th birthday, and I'm going to make some of this and I'm going to freeze it and I'm going to take it home to be with my dad for his birthday party this year. But also I'm going to take it today to a party. It's Memorial Day. Strawberries are fresh right now in Tennessee, and it's always good to eat fresh and eat local. Now I've already chopped and prepped the strawberries, and they're soaking in sugar, and they're really, really good. And I'm taking these to a party, so they've already got the plastic wrap, and I'm just going to set those aside to have later. And always you need to have your whipping cream to go with your strawberry shortcake. Now I do a lot of my shopping here in Cookeville at the Cookeville Kroger on Jefferson, and so this is a Kroger brand extra creamy whipped cream. And all the ingredients that I'm going to be using today I could get at my local Kroger, so there's nothing too fancy. Except for the strawberries. I must tell you I bought them at the Cookeville Farmers Market, and I got them from the Tennessee Tech Organic The Waters Farm. Now they're for this year, but there's still some good local Tennessee strawberries you can get just for a few more days. The season's been going for a couple weeks now. I got my whipped cream and my strawberries. So I've got my oven being preheated now to 425. Very important to start that just when I'm getting ready, getting all my ingredients ready, starting to imagine the food and how good it's going to be. I get my oven preheated first, so I don't have to think about that later. When I can put my my dish, everything is already ready. Cast iron. I might take a little bit more my stove in the oven and just dollop some butter in here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that cast iron into my oven. It's already getting warm. And I'm going to let that butter melt. And that's going to make the edges and the crust of my shortcake just perfect. So I've just got a regular bowl. Ingredients are important to me. It's just about with anything that would go in terms of the filling. Now this is softened a little bit. It's I like my soft, so I'm softening. And I've got some organic flour, organic all-purpose flour right here. And I'm not sure what it's. Now it says as I'm baking powder. I'm just gonna baking powder in there. I usually tend to go a little bit generous on the baking powder and a little bit generous on the sugar because I think it makes it a little nice to taste. I'm a little generous than what I probably should, but I know it's going to taste all that much better. So I've got my flour, my flour, and my baking powder, and my sugar. I'm going to stir it up real and now I really needed to go to the store and get a pastry cutter work, and I'm going to cut to my flour now. How it all with the sugar and the baking powder, how you can't even tell the sugar and baking powder in there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut my flour into the dough here, and this is going to make the dough. Now you can do this many different ways, but I just kind of mash with the fork and I guess start to move it all around. And what you're basically going to do is going to wait until all this butter has really become crumbles with inside the flour. So I'm looking for any lumps. Now the thing about it is with the I think the cold butter is supposed to make it better in some ways, but if you've ever worked with cold butter, it would have taken me a lot longer to get this mixed into the flour. But this way with the soft butter, it just really goes real easily. And I just get this until these lumps are mashed in and they're more like crumbles. Now, I should have had milk available, but I forgot to get milk at the store yesterday. And therefore, I'm using cream, and this is going to be the best shortcake ever. And so I've got my cream now. So the dough's all ready. Now I just want to slowly cut the cream in to the dough here. Now, you can use a food processor. One recipe I looked at suggested using a food processor. But really, pretty much for me, with cooking, there are few joys greater than just mixing dough in a bowl. It's just one of the best things. And so I'm going to get all my cream in there. I'm going to try to distribute the moisture as best I can. And just get it all spread all the way around until all the flour and all that is covered. And this is going to be a real light, real flaky shortcake. But this is old school. It's not the super light. This is more of a biscuit dough. Super light cakey cake, you kind of got to go to the store, and certainly you could bypass all this work if you just went and bought somebody else's cake already made and just threw some strawberries and whipped cream on top. But I think this is worth it, and I think I'm going to just cut a little bit of water in there, just a little bit more liquid. If I had milk, I'd add a little bit more milk, but you know, this with that cream, that's already going to be pretty rich. And it is going very well, and then I'm going to notice probably that just the amount of time that it took me to make the dough, the butter just finished melting in the bottom of my cast iron pan. And I'm going to go ahead and there's, I'm sure, more elegant ways to do this, but I'm just going to pile all that in there and spread it around real good in the pan. And then I'm going to just bake it for something like 15-20 minutes, and then voila, there is shortcake biscuit. And it's going to be super yummy. And then later on, when I'm with my friends, I'm going to put strawberries and whipped cream on top of this, and it is going to be so yummy. So there you go. And again, I am not a stickler with ingredients. I guesstimate a little bit. I use my eyes, but the food always turns out really good. And you know what my mama used to always say? It's all going to the same place, so it doesn't have to look pretty. There we go. There's my shortcake. I'm going to let it bake. Later on, we're going to have strawberries and whipped cream on top of that. It's going to be the best. So enjoy your strawberry shortcake.